And welcome back here to the 2017 Farm Bureau Insurance Classic. Our next matchup is going to feature Newton, the Rams, taking on Spartanburg. Newton's a reigning champ after winning the championship at last year's event. A different roster, same mission for the Rams out of Newton County High School there in Georgia. So it looks like we're seconds away from tipping off. Armani Harris in there for Newton. And it is the Rams that win the tip. Jumping in there for Spartanburg was number 1, Rakeem Ferguson. So it looks like Spartanburg is going to come out with a zone look. That'll be something to keep an eye on. This Newton team has a couple guys that shoot the 3-ball well, namely Tyrese Brown as well as Trey Clark, 2 of their sharpshooters from three-point land. So we'll see how long that zone persists. Pass inside to Dre Butler, a school here at Dorman that knows about 2 sport athletes. Newton also knows about that. Dre Butler is a prime example. Talented player for the Newton Rams football team, which is also a factor in the state of Georgia on the gridiron side of things. Dre Butler at the line. Splashes the first free throw. Second one, in and out. So Butler splits the pair of free throws. Here comes Spartanburg the other way. Dawkins gets it to Luke Gilsdorf. Gilsdorf with it up top. As Newton going to come out with a zone of their own. So zone versus zone. Spartanburg, Sean Jenkins. Hey, I know they've got a couple zone busters over there, but we do here as well, as he gets started with the triple, the 6'3" junior for Spartanburg. Here's Ashton Higgins. Higgins has the baseline cut off, gets it out to Brown. Going for Higgins in the corner, hot potato. As Brown gets it over to Clark. Armani Harris wants it at the elbow. Higgins gets it to him. Wheeling and dealing is Armani Harris. Harris makes it 3-3. Armani Harris, another player to keep an eye on. You see Ashton Higgins, the straw that stirs the drink a lot of times here for this Newton Rams team, and a lot of the guys that he finds in order to be able to finish includes the aforementioned Drake Butler, but Armani Harris does a great job as well, being able to use his size and ability to finish inside. 3-3 ball game early on. Trying to get another three-pointer is Spartanburg, no good. Harris using some of that leaping ability for the rebound, but he turns it over. Attacking the offensive glass and getting 2 points as a result. Rakeem Ferguson, the 6'4" junior out of Vikings, coming the other way. Coast to coast, eating the contact and landing up with the left hand, Josiah Dawkins. So Dawkins gives Spartanburg a 4-point advantage. Higgins to Brown, back to Higgins, now over to Brown. Brown trying to get others involved. Very surprised he didn't pull it. He had enough room to, but I guess when you've got multiple shooters, you've got options. Trey Clark makes it 7-6. Mentioned Brown and Clark as 2 snipers. Ashton Higgins with the steal. Uses his body to slow the defender down and jam it home. Part of what makes Ashton Higgins so fun to watch is not only the athleticism, that size from the point guard position, but it's also the way he processes the game and knows. As you can see, he gets the steal here, and rather than rushing, takes a little bit of time to kind of shield the defender and make it an easy jam versus that defender being able to elevate and contest the shot. So a 1-point game. Newton trailed by a modest margin a couple possessions ago. Since then, they've taken a 1-point lead. Higgins calling for the screen there from Harris to Brown, back to Harris, and now we're going to have a foul there. It's going to result in a trip to the free throw line for Armani Harris. Harris averaging 9.6 rebounds per game.
On the line for Newton, number 21, Armani Harris.
Had a Newton versus Grayson game of the week on SUV TV. But over the past couple weeks, was very impressed with Armani Harris's play throughout different stretches against that Grayson team that has some very good size there in the state of Georgia. And Armani Harris came up with some key buckets and some key plays on the interior. So 10-7 after his trip to the free throw line. Newton trying to turn defense into offense, dropped off to Harris, has it stripped away, but Dre Butler is there. He'll have to go to the free throw line to get his two. 10-7, Spartanburg's record last season was 10-15, while Newton was 28-2 last season. Ended up having their season ended by eventual state champion Tift County there in Georgia. A Tift County team that they just beat on SUV TV just this past Saturday there at the Atlanta Hawks Naismith Classic. Too much air under that one. Hitting the passing lane is Ashton Hagans. Hagans cannot get the dunk to go, as he just jumped a little too high for his own good, I guess, on that one. A problem I've never really had when it comes to dunking. So Newton not taking the squandered opportunity lightly, but I'd say it's safe to assume that at some point in time by the end of the game, Hagans will make up for that missed two-pointer right there. 12-7. Catch and shoot three. Ice cream. The splash from outside. Sean Jenkins. It's Jenkins' second three-pointer of the contest. He makes it 10-12. Rebound inside, a power dribble, and a lay-in there for Armani Harris. So 10-14. Tyrese Brown doesn't have a triple yet for Newton, so that just means he's due. Hagans gets it to him, and right on cue. Tyrese Brown, per public address announcer at Newton Rams, Bill Dolan. They call him UPS. But the way he delivers from downtown. Gets his first triple. Makes it 10-17. Shot denied inside. Believe Dre Butler got a piece of that. Cleans up what he messed up initially, and now Newton comes the other way. Trey Clark, they give him room. Already has one three-pointer, can't get his second one. Jenkins pushing it the other way. Pass ahead. Give me that, says Trey Clark, as he blocks that one, cuffs it against his own body, but was standing out of bounds while doing so. So it'll stay there along the baseline with the Spartanburg Vikings. You see Newton slowly but surely trying to pull away here. They're only up by 7 right now, but the way Ashton Hagans runs things, the shooters that they have around him, and the interior presence of Armani Harris and Dre Butler, they don't need a ton of daylight in order to break a big run. We'll see how Spartanburg responds here. Just down by 7. We're not trying to let that get to double digits. There's Jenkins, protects the ball, attacks the rack, goes down hard, and in some pain. Appeared to come down on that lower back there, trying to shake it off. As his coaches come out. And talked about Tyrese Brown being due. Ashton Hagans gets that pass over the fingertips of the defense. The rest is splash history for Tyrese Brown. We'll take a short break.
Brett. Now, if you want to get people pumped about insurance, you gotta smile. All right? Okay. Give it a try.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com.
And smile.
I am smiling.
A grin? Like a happy face.
This?
Yes, but like complete opposite of all of that.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
So we are back out of that timeout, and Sean Jenkins able to get up and walk off under his own power. Was grabbing that lower back area as he skied for that lay-in. Came down hard there on his lower back. So nothing but best wishes there for Jenkins. He was able to walk off, so we will see if he'll return to the contest. So 12-17, a 5-point advantage for Newton. Higgins trying to find Brown in the corner. That one will be tipped out of play. Higgins to Clark. Clark trying to find Harris in the middle of that zone. He does so, and then Armani Harris gets the bounce. So Harris makes it a 7-point game. Not for long. 3-point basket. Uzziah Dawkins. The senior will have to provide some timely buckets and plays for Spartanburg if they're able to pull this one out. Might not always be scoring the ball, but as far as handling Newton's pressure and being able to keep others involved, he'll be a key part of today as Armani Harris is just finding a nice little cushy spot inside of that zone. And he's picking his opportunities. Saw him go in, lay it up a couple times there. Shoots the mid-range J. Don't be surprised if you just see a lot of Newton just flashing him to the middle of that zone and letting him read the situation from there. Coming up on the final minute here in the first quarter. 3-pointer. That one catches nothing. They try to save it off of, or throw it off of Harris. Instead, they throw it right to him. Here's Higgins on the move. Hits the bottom of the rim. Good defense there by a couple Vikings defenders to change the shot. Blocked by Harris, but a foul on the play. 15-21. As the Vikings take a couple tough tumbles there on the deck the past few times, but they've gotten trips to the free throw line as a result of them. The name of the game is cash in on those to make sure Newton doesn't pull away and turn what's been a consistent 5 to 7 point lead in the double digits. Checking back in for the Rams will be Dre Butler, number 23. Number 1, Jawan Johnson. And number 11, Tyler Glover. Glover, a player that, you know, they say you don't have to get ready when you stay ready. Glover stays ready. Mentioned that Grayson Newton game. Armani Harris got hurt late in that game. Not enough to sit the whole game, but he had to come out for a play. Glover steps in. Hadn't played in a few minutes. Knocked down 2 crucial free throws there in that 1-point thriller. Newton ended up losing, but Glover came in and hit some big free throws there. Saves that one to Higgins. Gets it back to Higgins. Newton doing a good job of moving the ball around. Even the best teams have their weaknesses. I think at times, sometimes Newton can get caught watching Higgins. It doesn't happen that often, but no team is perfect. But sometimes they will have a stretch where guys will sort of get caught watching Higgins, or Higgins might do a little bit too much in terms of dribbling and probing the defense to try to make a play happen. But today they are very adamant about moving the ball around. Higgins is still spearheading things like he normally does, but guys are whipping the ball around quickly. It's not sticking, and you're being able to see production as a result. They get a good look from Harris there. Can't get the layup to go. But still got to be pleased with the movement and the shots that you're getting if you're Coach Rick Rasmussen. That one blocked initially there on the Hagens attempt. Right place, right time. Dre Butler picks up the pieces and lays it in. 23-17. Coming up on the final seconds of the first quarter. Uzziah Dawkins mentioned the leader would be needed when it comes to scoring points. His most recent one makes it a 19-23 game. We'll be back with more FBI Classic here on SUV TV.
Okay, Brett, with Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
You guys cover all kinds of stuff, right?
Sure do.
Tractors?
Yep.
RVs, SUVs, ATVs, boats, the gunslinger?
Absolutely. Wait, what is the gunslinger?
Want to ride?
Yes.
Favorites.com from Farm Bureau.
And welcome back here to the beautiful Dorman Arena as we get second quarter action started here on SUV TV from the FBI Classic. Newton with a 4-point advantage here against the Spartanburg Vikings. This is game number 3 on day 1 of the 2017 Farm Bureau Insurance Classic. Ashton Hagens has it in the corner. Skip pass over to Brown. Brown already has 1 3-pointer. Good close out there. This time they won't get to him in time. Ice cream, Tyrese Brown. Makes it 19-26. You saw when they flipped it to him the first time they were in that possession. Very quick closeout. Here from Gilsdorf. Not as quick of a closeout there that last time, and you saw he made them pay. Tip in good there for number 1. Rakeem Ferguson. It's another Tyrese Brown triple. You know, not sure how much game film Spartanburg was able to watch as far as Newton is concerned, but I'm sure they probably saw enough to know that Tyrese Brown can shoot, but I'm not sure if they know the exact clip. Can't give him any room. I just saw the second 3-point make for him there on that last shot. Since then, he's already hit a third. So Newton with an 8-point lead. Some of the cross-court and skip passes from Ashton Hagens have had pinpoint precision in order to make it to their intended recipients early on in this game. Newton with an 8-point lead. Lefty 3-pointer. That one clanks off. Rebound by Hagens. Hagens stops, pops. Can't get the 3-pointer to go. Drake Butler with the rebound. Hangs in the air long enough to draw contact and head to the free throw line. A lot of programs represented from different states on the travel ball side. Mentioned during the first game that Game Elite 2019 program. One of the youngest teams there on the circuit, but also one of the most potent. Ashton Hagens, a member of that team this past summer. You also saw Josh Nickelberry there in game number 1 from Northwood Temple. Those two are here. Christian Brown, one of their running mates on that same team. He's playing at the Tournament of Champions Classic there in Atlanta. You can catch his game later as Lower Richmond will take on Pebblebrook on SUV TV. Believe that's a 4:30 p.m. game. You can check out the exact listings, the broadcast schedule for the TOC Classic there on our website, SUVTV.com. But first and foremost, a 9-point lead for Newton here in this one. So we're going to have a loose ball foul that's going to send it the other way. Newton, one of 3 Georgia teams in this year's event. Peachtree Ridge picked up a victory over the aforementioned Northwood Temple squad that Nickelberry plays for. That was the opening game for today's events. Peachtree Ridge advanced on. And the 3rd Georgia representative will be Norcross, as they'll take the floor at 4 p.m. and take on Madison Memorial out of Wisconsin. So a good concentration of teams from the Southeast here in this event, but always a few outliers from additional states for Coach Thomas Ryan, event director here at the FBI Classic. Madison Memorial probably making the farthest trip coming down there if they were hoping for warmer weather here in the South coming from Wisconsin in December. It has definitely disappointed. But if they can have the title trophy on the plane with them, I think that's all they came for. Brown, first three-pointer he's missed. Higgins to Harris. Harris got a couple defenders in the air to Higgins now. Good movement, and Tyrese Brown nails it from the corner. You know, multiple people have said it, and I'm not sure exactly who said it first, but my first time hearing it was Jay Rose, and he talked about the basketball having energy. And I think you're seeing that. The ball movement is infectious. Harris made the extra pass. Higgins makes an extra pass, and they get the extra point instead of just the deuce as Brown knocks down another triple. So a 12-point game after that last Tyrese Brown triple. Spartanburg is pretty much stuck with the zone look. As it looks like they feel like that's their best chance to defend this Newton team over the course of the entire game. They haven't let a couple threes being knocked down pull them out of the zone just yet. Meanwhile, they hit another one of their own, number 5, Malik Wilson. Malik Wilson for Spartanburg, number 5. Out to Tyrese Brown. Brown can't get it to go. Offensive rebound and the lay-in for Juwan Johnson. .11-point lead for Newton. Here's a deep 3. That one hits the front of the rim. Rebound, pass ahead. Here's Johnson. Gets the lay-in. Nice rebound and outlet ahead by Trey Clark. Oh, interesting dynamic for Spartanburg, being able to hit a couple timely 3 balls that's helped keep them in the game. However, if you keep going for that 3 ball, when you miss, it's just like another outlet pass for Newton. Case in point, Higgins with the rebound. Dime ahead and the lay-in for Juwan Johnson. So they say live by the 3, die by the 3. Spartanburg have been living by it as far as keeping this thing within striking distance, but when they miss it, Newton's going to make you pay more times than not. Lead now 15. Kick to the corner, another 3 ball on the way. It's off the mark. Rebound by Johnson. Gets it to Higgins. They've got a 3-on-2 break. Brown in the corner. Layup. Can't get the shot to go. Brown takes a little bit of a spill. Like Brown might have hit a wet spot of sorts. Take a look at Ashton Higgins. There in the not so open floor, but he's just making it look open. Goes behind the back, avoids 1 defender. Gets the pass through 2, and the layup by Juwan Johnson, who's brought some good energy. Still a 15-point lead for the Rams. Ashton Hagens, another steal. This time just the easy layup. (24-41). Lead is now 17. Appreciate those tuning in. Bill Dolan thanks us for the shout out. Much respect and appreciation for what he does for not only the Newton Rams, but in their sports, and also this basketball game that we all love to cover. Appreciate it. Hagens got one bucket, got a steal. Was going back to get another, but he's fouled, and now it is 27-43. Hagens good on the first free throw. Committed to University of Georgia and Mark Fox this past week. They've had some very good recruiting in state. When you look at JoJo Toppin from Norcross, you'll see him in the 4 p.m. broadcast. He's a UGA commit. Then their most recent one, Elias King, 6'7" sharpshooter out of Shiloh High School in the Atlanta area. He committed to the University of Georgia on SUV TV yesterday from the Tournament of Champions Classic. Mark Fox and his staff in attendance there when he did so. So good things popping for University of Georgia basketball there in the state. Ashton Hagens, one of the talented players that decided to stay in state. Right now, he's in another state, and he and the Rams are doing quite fine. 27-45. Some substitutions made for Newton. We'll keep you abreast of who all is on the floor for them during the next break in the action. Meanwhile, Uzziah Dawkins is trying to do what he can to make sure things don't get too ugly. The work's cut out for them as they're already down by 18. Newton threatening to make it 20 going into the half. Like Newton plans on holding for the last shot. Shot too strong off the glass. The follow. Good to go for number 24, Gabe Gates. Newton trying to blow the gates off of this one. They lead by 20 as we go into the halftime break here at the FBI Classic. Thanks for joining us here on SUV TV.
Brett. Now, if you want to get people pumped about insurance, you gotta get a smile. All right? Okay. Give it a try.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com.
And smile.
I am smiling.
A grin? Like a happy face.
This?
Yes, but like complete opposite of all of that.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to Dorman Arena for the 2017 Farm Bureau Insurance Classic. Newton is up big in this one, 27-47. See how Spartanburg responds here coming out of the halftime break. Drake Butler working inside, weight room move as he's able to power that one up and finish against Rakeem Ferguson. You look at the leaders on both sides there in the first half. Point leader for Newton was Tyrese Brown as he had 4 triples, shot 4 of 9 from three-point land. Spartanburg gets a bucket of their own. Jonah Murphy makes it 29-49, but coming right back. Tyrese Brown gets the bucket. So Armani Harris also with 10 for Newton. They're in the first half. Only 2 in double figures. Ashton Higgins had 8 to go along with 3 rebounds and 7 assists. He's always a candidate for a triple-double or a double-double. I say a triple-double, he's always a candidate for it. A double-double is just usually a guarantee he's going to get that. That's pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered just with the way he plays. Three-pointer, Drake Clark, nylon. Clark makes it 54-29. Right back at you. Scored that triple for number 12, Luke Gilsdorf. Now a 3-2 zone look. Clark gets the step, protects the ball, and lays it up and in. I know it's early on here in the third quarter, but I will say with Spartanburg, I'm not really seeing the body language really reflect, okay, we're going to turn Newton over a little bit. We're going to tighten up the defense, kind of fight back into this game. Not to say they're mailing it in, but not seeing necessarily the same level of intensity. Just when you looked at that last Trey Clark drive, it was pretty much a back tap attempt and just wide open lane to the basket. That type of defense isn't going to help the comeback. And it doesn't help that you got knockdown shooters just spotting up and doing what they do as Tyrese Brown knocks down another triple for the Rams. That'll make it 59-32. He's in the corner all by his lonesome. 2 players come out, but by that time it's too late. So out of the timeout, 32-59 ball game. The floater in and out. Rebound by Butler. Butler to pass ahead. Maybe a little bit too much on it. Saving it behind the back is Higgins. And somehow the Rams maintain possession. Tyrese Brown for 3. I have to touch base with Coach Ryan when we get another break. Find out what the number of 3-pointers made. What's the record for that at the FBI Classic? It was Tyrese Brown. I don't think that's even what he's thinking about, but with the way he's shooting the ball, it's going to be a conversation. As he's already got 6 3-pointers. You see the good hustle. Higgins saved it behind his back right to Clark. Clark, a little shovel pass over to Tyrese Brown. Ice cream, the splash from Tyrese Brown. Lead now 30. You knew Spartanburg would have their work cut out for them, but a lot of times on paper, that's always the the synopsis on paper. Both teams have to come and sort of play it out. Newton has come in and is taking care of business. Still plenty of game left, though, so we'll see if they're able to keep that intensity. He's already got 6 3-pointers. Could have had his 7th there. That one just short for Brown. So we'll see what the regulations are for the Palmetto State. In the Peach State of Georgia, I believe once it hits 30, it'll either be a running clock or the fourth quarter will be abbreviated. Still just over 4 minutes away from the fourth quarter, so we'll see if Spartanburg can kind of make a run, bring this deficit under 30. Have to take advantage of every free throw they can get, as they do there on the second one. Hagens into Butler. If basketball were football, Hagens is kind of one of those, almost like a timing route QB. So by the time you shuffle those feet and you run that out, the ball's already on your hands. That pass was a little like that for Dre Butler there. It's just like he was just rolling a rebound before he knew it. He just had a pass in his hands, just laid it up. Hagens does that a lot for this team, but him doing that is not going to be fully maximized unless he has players inside that can finish like Dre Butler or Armani Harris. Or when he's making those passes out the perimeter, guys like Tyrese Brown, Trey Clark, knocking shots down. As the Rams line up full of substitutions in. Number 1, Juwan Johnson. Number 11, Tyler Glover. Number 32, Sean Butler. Number 10, Christian Davis. And number 24, Gabe Gates. Lead sits at 31. Three from top key off the mark for Uzziah Dawkins. Mid-range J, Juwan Johnson, who's provided some good points, solid points off the bench here for the Rams. Uzziah Dawkins with another bucket. Ball poked away. Come the Vikings the other way. Layup challenge, but it's still knocked down there by number 10, Drayden Watson. Baseline J, no good. Offensive rebound. Fouled on the play and heading to the charity stripe. There's going to be number 24 in Gabe Gates.
Fouls on number 1, Raheem Ferguson. That's his 4th. On the line, number 24, Gabe Gates, Purdue. In the game for Spartanburg, number 20, Trent Willingham. Number 23, Drake Mitchell.
Free throw line jumper, Uzziah Dawkins. Dawkins showing that fight that every player is supposed to show, especially your seniors. Nice razzle dazzle That is none other than Tyler Glover. Told you. Glover doesn't get ready, he stays ready. Nice little move. Catch and shoot, mid-range. Kicks off the rim, offensive rebound. That one's blocked out of play. The rejection by Gabe Gates. Pass inside is going to be broken up. Now it's in the hands of Glover. Attacking the rack. Southpaw lay in there by Christian Davis, the 5'10 sophomore. Davis spins out of trouble. There's been no drop-off for the Rams with these substitutions. As that point is underscored by Tyler Glover, who knocks in a tray ball. If you're Coach Raz, you're sitting, you're getting guys some valuable minutes, able to get in, get this time. Teaching moments, just letting the guys soak up these FBI Classic minutes, but when they can come in and perform and execute and there's no drop-off, then that's big time. Only helps your momentum going into the next round, as you're going to see Tyler Glover, 5'9" senior, knock down the tray ball. Ball's going to be saved. Davis pulls it out of the corner. Got a couple seconds to work with. He'll shoot. That one's short. As that seemed to be the first time all quarter where Newton seemed a little human. Didn't realize the number of seconds on the clock, so they don't get a shot off. But hey, they are in straight control of this one. Fourth quarter coming up next. The Newton Rams up big here at the FBI Classic.
Okay, Brett, with Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
You guys cover all kinds of stuff, right?
Sure do.
Tractors?
Yep.
RVs, SUVs, ATVs, boats, the gunslinger.
Absolutely. Wait, what is the gunslinger?
Want to ride?
Yes. Favorites.com from Farm Bureau.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast. Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My adults will be the best in 4 years.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Fourth quarter underway here at the FBI Classic. Newton with a 78-39 lead. There was 7 minutes, 38 seconds remaining. As Newton will bring in its starters. So Hagens, Trey Clark, Dre Butler, Tyrese Brown, Armani Harris, not done yet. Spartanburg trying to be deliberate, make sure they run sets and get something. They get the triple there from number 20. That's Trent Winningham. Ashton Higgins comes back with a bucket of his own, 80-42. So 42-80. I asked the question on whether or not South Carolina had the running clock after it hits 30 during the fourth quarter. I believe that question has been answered. They haven't been running it, so Palmetto State a little bit different than GA, but that gives Spartanburg more time to fight, more time for guys to get minutes, more time to try to take some positive things into the next contest. Here's Armani Harris. Now Harris maybe did a little bit too much there. He did a good job being aggressive on the catch and essentially had his defender under the rim. He sort of pivoted away and ended up getting caught up and getting called for the travel. But he had him there with the first move. There's a three on the way. That one kicks off the right side of the rim. Step back Jay, just short there from Glover. Glover with a couple oohs and ahs. It's one of the things you love about the game of basketball, the dunks, the plays that kind of speak for themselves that anybody can look at, but some of the other intangibles and other things, you know, when you see things like teammates that are just as excited about seeing their teammates score as they would be for, you know, a game-winning shot or something like that. Guys encouraging, you know, their teammates on, staying locked into the game even though this is a lopsided victory. You know, instead of being lethargic, just still kind of pushing the guys that are on the floor on, while those guys do the same thing in other situations. Just all feeds back into each other. Glover fouled, hits the deck, hops up, and we'll head to the free throw line. Speaking of the team chemistry support thing, one of the funnier gifs or memes that went out was when Duke kicked off the college basketball season, played Michigan State in the State Farm Champions Classic. And you saw Jordan Goldwire right behind, I believe, Trayvon Duval when he was dunking it, and just his expression. The internet took it and ran with it, saying, hey, you got to get somebody that is this happy for you when you do things positive. We actually had Jordan Goldwire on SUV TV this past week as the Norcross grad stopped by the set there at the Hawks Naismith Classic. And he just talked about just, you know, in high school being that type of teammate, that type of culture was always instilled in him. Now here he is at Duke, contributing to a recruiting class that's one of the best in the country. So the small things that often add up. Newton has been in charge of both big and small here in this contest. It will end up being a wire-to-wire victory. Glover continuing to attack. He misses. Rebound, power dribble, and knocked away there from number 32, Sean Butler. But the 6'5", senior, will head to the free throw line.
On the line for Newton, number 32, John Butler. Three-point basket, number 24, Mark Pascal for Spartanburg. Timeout, Newton.
Timeout called by Coach Rasmussen. Probably wants to work on something. Figured he'd take advantage of the extra time his team has to do so. So we'll step away and be back with more FBI Classic here on SUV TV.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast. Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
Back out of the timeout. We're at the 2017 Farm Bureau Insurance Classic. Newton up big in this one. Spartanburg gets a bucket. Feel free to continue to watch the rest of this one or split screen it with a pretty good game going on at the Tournament of Champions Classic there in Atlanta as Meadow Creek, a greater Atlanta area team, specifically there in Gwinnett County, just north of Atlanta, is taking on Paul VI out of the WCAC there in the DMV area. Meadow Creek, last time I checked, it was a 23-22 ball game. So Meadow Creek, a formidable team there in Georgia, looking to knock off a national powerhouse there in Paul VI. In a pretty good position to do so. So feel free to pull that one up, split screen, or check it out after this one wraps up. Just you love about these tournaments, they provide matchups. Usually within every area, there are always some good rivalry games, some good local games. But it's nothing like being able to play guys from other states, teams you might know of but have never gotten the chance to play against, teams you might have never heard of prior to starting that tournament. But it's fun watching guys get acquainted when you look at the type of talent we have here at this year's FBI Classic. First two games, you had the likes of a Devin Vassell, the Florida State University signee, there for Peachtree Ridge. You had Josh Nickelberry, who's got offers from Baylor, North Carolina, Georgia, just to name a few. NC State. Ian Steer, the NC State commit. Game after that, you had Nate Hinton, who's another high D1 talent player. Quan McClooney for Gaston Day. MJ Armstrong. Beat a Nation Forest team that is very good as well when you look at some of the guards they have. Molds. Zeb Graham, etc. Glover, the cross. They recover and block it out of bounds. You see the Newton bench, they wanted a foul call there, so they just let Glover dance and enjoy the festivities. Mid-range J, nothing but net number 5, Leandrew Sims. Sims, 6-foot junior, nails the mid-range J. I'm always a big fan of the mid-range jumper. Days of all these analytics and all these threes, you know, I'm not knocking the three-point shooters. For those that say there's no point in taking the mid-range J, it's just all about the threes and the percentages, I'm not buying it. I think if you can knock down the mid-range consistently, there's always a place for it. Sims' mid-range J makes it 50-89. Tough shot, no good. Offensive board, no good. Third time isn't a charm. Trying to get a fourth, and that one is nailed just inside the elbow. That one scored by number 20, Trent Winningham. So feel free to stick with us for more FBI Classic action after this game. Next matchup will actually be at 2:30 p.m. That one will be between Burns and Georgetown Prep. So another South Carolina representative will compete. They'll take on Georgetown Prep out of Maryland. Pass deflected. That one wouldn't stay down. It's going to be tipped. Tipped up through the cylinder, so they'll whistle it dead. Stopping on the pivot and rotating there for Jay was Jamal Pollard. Couldn't get the shot to go.
On the line for Spartanburg, number 23, Drake Benjamin.
Shot change, trying to follow it up with the slam. That one just short. Final seconds. Probably the last shot of the game. That one is off the mark. And that will do it. The final score, 89-55. The Newton Rams defending their Farm Bureau Insurance Classic Championship in resounding fashion as they run away with this one. We'll see you back here for more FBI Classic here on SUV TV.